Hi and welcome to another video on my elite master. Boom. Hi and welcome to another video on elite mastermind. Today we're going to answer the question, what do I do when my personal circle do not show me encouragement? My name is Anton Lindberg and I'm from Sweden. I'm 24 years old today and currently living in China, building business relationships and learning the language for future investments. On my free time, I do study public speaking because I aspire to be an international public speaker. And I have already, just 2 months ago, did my first gig in Sweden and did a recent one here in China. So I guess you can say I've just started my career on an international public speaking platform. But it hasn't always been like this. 5 years ago, I was still back in school and I started the International Baccalaureate program, an international school, with the top grades. But when I went there, I lost myself because I didn't know why I was in school in the first place. I was being schooled things that wasn't for me. It led to a very deep depression, even to the stage that I had to retake not 1 year, not 2 years, but 3 years. It led me to the point that I wanted to kill myself because I believed everyone was judging me for the failure I had become. But how could I take myself from such negative state to only within 4 years later be in a small movie about success? How could I take myself to publish my own article in brainsmagazine.com and have a small medium-sized enterprise started with some friends and take it to the biggest business podcast of its time here in Sweden? The answer is, for you to get new results, you have to hang with new people. The way I had been going wrong all the time was that I was trying to please other people and believe that their expectations of me was to go the path they wanted. But that is not the case. What we have to understand is, for your personal circle, the people that you have spent the most time with, the people you meet on a daily basis, they should really be concerned about your personal life. But for your professional life, they have no experience with. So for your professional life, you need people who are experienced within the field. We're going to take an example and let's imagine we have John. And John is 18 years old, going to school, and he has just found out on YouTube how to start a social media marketing agency. He's very excited about this and he starts looking at one video and it goes on to the next. And he sees that this is actually a business that he could do. It seems to be tough, but the revenue you can get from it and the people you get to meet and how he can help them to reach their audiences. He's so excited about this that he forgets about his upcoming assignment in history for the next week. He starts looking at this and finally come back to his senses, being all excited. I'm like, wow, I'm know what I want to do now. I think this is it. And he starts thinking about how to tell his parents. And here's usually what happens. When you start thinking about the future and how they are going to judge you, you're creating fear about something in the future. Right now, you're sitting in a safe zone, but you're fearing that conversation. I've been there myself. What you have to understand is the reason why you fear it is because you're so used to telling them about your concerns. But what you are having right now is a professional concern that should be spoken to other people in your personal circle. But the problem that people go into, and I have been doing it myself before I knew this, is that just like John is going to gather the courage, he's going to go to his parents, right? And he goes to his papa and he says, Dad, you know what? I found it. I know what I want to do now. When I finish school, I want to do some social media marketing agency. And I know this YouTube video and they showed me how to come up with an offer. And I think it's really good that we can help them. You know, maybe I can talk to the local barber down the street and see if I can help him already. But John here, he has just had 1 hour or maybe 3 hours of YouTube content to learn from, he doesn't know what he's doing. And if you're watching this right now, you don't know too much what you're doing either, because you would be on your way if we weren't here. So what happens is when his dad hears him, it's like, John is very excited. I can hear that he's excited, but he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm afraid of that. Now, dad sense his fear that he doesn't know what he's doing. So he responds is, that sounds great, John. I'm very proud that you found something, but what about your history assignment? How are you going to deal with school? Isn't it better that you do this in 2 years' time when you have a stable job? In sales, we say that people respond in kin to what you ask. And that's exactly what happened. John is not fully independent. John doesn't know where to ask his questions. He doesn't know the answers. And he's asking his father, which senses his fear. And his father responds with his own fear, with his own inexpertise. And here's the solution. Take a pen and paper and write down your personal circle. Yes, I want you to write down the people you spend the most time with, even if it's your friends or family. Now, look at the circle and understand that you don't have to remove them from your life, but you have to remove conversations from them. Make a new circle, and here I want you to put in professional circle. For John, this would be to join maybe 3 communities on Facebook that are already enthusiasts within his topic. It would be to find a local mentor in his town that could help him to guide it. It could be to buy that online course on how to become a social media agency marketer. What John has to do now is to understand that all questions, concerns, fears, and mistakes he's willing to take up on is going to be asked to the mentor and not his father. You cannot ask the drummer to teach you how to play the piano professionally. You have to understand that your question has to go to the right people, and you need the right guidance for that to happen. I just said here that we're not going to get rid of our friends and family, but just have less conversations with them. And that's a very clear distinction I want to help you with. If you're used, just like I was, to tell everything about my life to my friends and family, and they would stop me from going the direction I wanted in, then I want to encourage you to just say the following. If they are asking, hey, John, how's your business going? Or hey, John, how's your ideas going along? Since you already have your professional circle, what you tell your friends and family is, I'm making progress. Progress is the sum of action and reflection. No matter if it's going bad or if it's going good, you're saying you're making progress because you're learning from it. And what happens is you're not giving them any incentive to worry. If you're saying it's going bad, they're gonna be worried and it's going bad. And as social humans we are, social beings we are, we're going to be influenced by their fear, and it's gonna stop us from taking action. It's gonna lead me to the action steps that I want you to take with you. The first step: define your personal circle and your professional circle. Then I want you to start taking your professional concerns for your business to the people who it matters to. The second is, for anything to happen, you have to believe it before anyone else can believe it. How can you become something if you can't convince yourself that you can become it? You have to convince yourself before anyone else. And the third and last is, remember, if your social circle asks about your professional life, you're gonna tell them, I'm making progress. Thank you so much for watching this educational video on my Elite Mastermind. My name is Anton Lindberg, and I hope to see you in future videos on this platform. Thank you.